That's probably very nice, sister.
Oh man.
So he was in the bedroom, and we have the what you call it, the kid cam or whatever. So whenever you talk loud enough or it cries, it like comes over here. So I could hear him over there, and then heard him over here, and I was bugging out for a second, and I was like, oh wait, I forgot, I didn't turn off the camera.
Welcome everybody to
Oh,
Goons
thank
and
you.
Goblins. I was going to let you finish, but our audience is probably waiting for the greeting. So hello everybody, welcome in for what is bound to be the most directionless session we've ever had, and that's saying something. Uh, Either way, it's gonna be some fun. And who wants to recap? It wasn't a lot going on last time, but anybody want to just give us a little short summary, refresher about what happened last time we met? Anybody can speak. And
Well,
just literally
I mean,
nobody,
I don't know what happened last
nothing,
time. I don't
nothing.
remember.
All
Okay,
right.
so boom. Last
But
time on
also,
Dragon Ball Z, right? We was coming through the aftermath of a big old battle. People was fighting, people was getting shot. There was people with cloaked figures and all that, big frogs and all that. It was crazy. Yo, but hey, it was all good. Everything's good. Star Roaster alive.
Here.
My boy is alive. I can't remember his name right now. It's not in front of me, so I don't. Hey, it's whatever. But we went out. You feel me? We took the Star Roaster. The Star Roaster had to be out, so we had to move towards the capital, Rexington. And we was like, like, hey, let's bada bing, bada boom. Let's go meet some new people. We found I found out, me personally, James, the Cerberus Assembly. You feel me? And we're gonna have to see what happens, man. But we might be meeting the king. We got an audience or whatever. We gotta go see what's popping.
So that was our recap brought to you by New Yorker. Uh, sponsored by FanDuel.
Bing bong.
Fuck your life. Also, before we start, unfortunately, one of our friends lost his father to COVID the other day. We're going to leave a link in the description to go support that GoFundMe. Anything you have would be greatly appreciated.
A hardworking man who never got rest in his time here in the States. Unfortunately, now he has the rest he so desperately needs through unfortunate circumstances.
COVID can't keep winning, plain and simple. But we can't here because this is what we do. So we're
Death
gonna
every session.
it's not the best segue I had up my sleeve, but it's what we're using.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's what we're using.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So as we drop back into the world, uh, you guys.
Stop.
Okay, so you guys had kind of pulled up in front of the castle here. Uh, just to retrace what we did here, because I kind of want to establish it. Like as you're walking through the different part, well, as you're riding through the different parts of Rexentrum, you're introduced to like the different architecture that I mentioned before, and when you get in, Romero kind of calls back to you guys and says, "Please wait out here. I'm gonna go up in front because you guys can't get in unless I say something." uh, so as you guys are kind of just, I would say, settled at the front. And by the way, this place is, I don't know, it has all like the symptoms of your medieval castle. Like if there was a medieval castle checklist, this would have all of the above. So like, it,
Gargoyles?
yeah, there are gargoyles. Weirdly enough,
Is there milk?
yeah, duh. There's the drop bridge to the moat that you guys had
Lower the bridge.
yeah, there's a lot of you see royal guards everywhere, and it's the whole production. Everything about it is on display, and as he's goes ahead of you, he leaves everything behind. You and your NPC buddies, who are all still around you at the moment, are kind of just waiting for the go ahead. It's like this very awkward kind of silence where you're just like twiddling your thumbs, waiting for either the okay or we got to get the fuck out of here, for whatever reason. Is it so? Before we conclude this, anybody want to say anything to anybody? There any conversations y'all want to have? Any blah blah blah? You know the deal.
I do.
Go for it.
ADs, you're home.
Yo.
You're
Oh
home.
shit. Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Got anything you gotta take care of here?
I haven't been here for a while. I'm kind of still like shocked that I'm home.
Well, if you need anything from me, just let me know.
Thank you. I think I'm going to handle our business real quick, and then after that, after we get some time, I want to visit some areas. Yes, he agrees. That's mouse skill. If you couldn't tell.
Anybody else?
You need someone with you, or are you fine on your own? Do you recommend that we go in pairs like at the other city? I kind of forgot the name of already.
Definitely don't want to walk alone where she's from.
Yeah. I don't know if it's safe for y'all to be walking alone.
Say from me.
Oh, feel free to add in Galloway. Feel free to add in information that like
Okay,
hasn't been
I
said.
was like, I have no clue.
No. Because this is your home place, like you can feel free to add in whatever information you want about the place, and we will make it work.
Okay,
We'll make it work. It's what we did with the Zadash people, and I'm going to give everybody that opportunity to go to everybody's home. So yeah, anything you want to inject into this conversation, trust me, we'll make it work.
Okay.
Good
Could you
bars.
imagine this in
Yeah, so I want some bars.
is where you
No.
meet
You
your
gotta
character.
You know what? Actually, this is this one spot that I want to go to that it's like a soup kitchen type thing, but their food is banging. I'm a little hungry after that battle.
Soup kitchen trip.
Hey.
Sweet. We got to take notes as we go because of that. Okay, so I need everybody to give me a perception check.
Ah.
First roll of the game.
Do I get advantage because I'm from here?
Nope. You might get disadvantage because you've never been here before.
Oh God. Ooh, 18.
17.
17, 38.
18.
That's an 8.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, I think. Okay, let's get everybody. It is very telling that the people who did Alsa's roll.
No. I'm like so tired today. I couldn't find perception. I got a 4.
Not paying
Well, there
attention.
you go. Imagine in the room.
It's translating the game, and that's ridiculous.
Okay, so so like in the distance around here, you were I guess because James was told this explicitly about the Cerberus assembly. So you kind of figured that this is going to be the case. But for everybody else, you guys have all met Ormond Haas back in Zadash, and he had his mage robes on. See people that aren't like wearing anything like as extravagant as that, but you could tell that they're employees of the assembly that are walking the grounds of the castle at this moment, and looking pretty busy. Looking pretty busy. Looking like they're ready to skedaddle off outside of the grounds real quick.
Is there anything indicating why?
I was going to ask that.
I didn't roll high enough for that.
Could I roll an insight check?
Ooh.
Sure, go for it.
What if I roll an investigation check?
Another 17.
What's in front of me?
Another 17. The guys you see look more annoyed than anything, as if like something within their job didn't go right.
Interesting. Interesting. What if I just said ribbit out loud? Can I just say ribbit out loud?
You can absolutely say ribbit out loud.
Ribbit. That's all I'm saying.
Let's roll the
Does
d20.
anything happen? Does anyone get any?
Hold on,
take
give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Nothing happens.
Wait,
no,
you're about to.
no response.
What if I say you're?
Do you want to say you're in game?
I don't know. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait.
Is that the call of Rex Central?
Maybe.
Can I make it to Cold Syndrome?
It's up to you.
You're
Lord
as the
City. And then you
yeah,
can
yeah.
you're-
But that's for the lower levels. We're in like the. Are we near in the?
You guys
The
are
head
direct.
part?
You guys are directly in the center, because in the center of Rexenstrom, directly like dead center of it, the castle is like basically towering over the rest of the land.
That's.
Yeah, and it basically it's very much like a Bossing Say kind of situation here, where there's like segregated parts of the walls here. In terms like where Deez is from the northernmost part of Rexentrum. So that northern quadrant, the mud top flaps, or is this like
Is
what's
there-
on word? Or
Is
what's up?
Are there cabbage stands anywhere?
Maybe. We'll see it. So
Are there
Okay.
any representatives of the Kobold Soul around?
Yeah.
no.
Oh,
Other than actually, what's funny is that when I say no, I mean Tyson isn't here anymore. You could give me an intelligence check right now. Try to deduce exactly what the fuck happened here.
17.
Yeah, it seems pretty likely that considering what you heard from Teray down in Zadash, that he was being sent here, and him speaking about the relationship between the Cobalt Soul, the Cerberus Assembly, and the Crown, and how they always feel like they're kind of in the outside looking in. There's a good chance that Tyson was never supposed to be part of this thing,
oh.
and he kind of crept in because he was doing work. So if he was to go up to the king, he might get everybody. All right, so if we're good to go, then in time, Romero will come back. And I'll say at this time, you guys will kind of get to a place where you can get to a stable where you can keep all your horse and cart. Everybody puts down. Just keep in mind, you still have the Star Roaster with you. You still have Yinra with you. Like Gold Swaddle still with you. Like at this
Really?
point, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
so-
they all travel. They're going. They're from what you've gathered, they have every fucking plan, every intention to go back to Hubbarduk as soon as possible.
Oh, okay. Because like I'm used to them just dipping. I was like, okay.
No. And of course, Romero's with you at this point, and he comes up to you. He's like, "We can head in. The king will see you all, and good news. The main assembly members aren't anywhere to be seen. We'll have a private audience with him."
Are you sure about that? Like they're not. You don't think they'll have someone kind of like peeking from around the corner?
The assembly, though they are one group, they are very individualistic in nature. For them to coordinate like that would be uncharacteristic of them.
Yes, it would be, wouldn't it?
So we can go. Anything, anybody? Just waiting for any responses.
I'm gonna look back towards the Star Rosa and see how she's doing.
She's pissed. She's not happy. Like, how could she be happy about anything going
She got mad
considering
because
it? Her and her people have been like, this is like the freest of free, because she's not even trying to hide anything. Like, how could she ever be happy about this, considering the state of what her people have been through, what she's been through, and the implications of it all, and the fact that she's still alive is good and all, but it's like, oh, fuck this place kind of thing.
Facts. Let's get this over with. You feel me? While we're walking,
Yep.
I want to like walk beside Gold Swaddle.
Yep.
Just simply ask, how's Hubba do?
Can I walk on the other side?
Yes, you can. What did you ask?
Well, how's Hubba do?
Rebuilding. Taking its security a lot more serious. We have we kept a lot of things in the armor vault before. It's not there anymore. We're there. We put them on people now. So if anybody wants to try to attack Hupperduke again, it won't be as easy.
That's what I like to hear. The old man still kicking?
Oh man, still kicking, and we're actually making pretty good use of that lair that you cleared out from Stammas, using it as a mountain base for our people. So we put men there to station them there.
I like your thinking.
I mean, it seemed like the Silver Quell was a blind spot, and we needed to, so we decided to put men up there at all times, around the clock.
Wow.
Oh no.
Well, I'm glad it's in good hands. Some
I want
days
to tell
gonna
his
be
back slap the gold swaddle like, yeah, buddy, you got this.
He falls unconscious.
Oh no!
I thought he had.
He's doing it hard.
I thought he rested on the
Hey,
caravan.
what's happening?
Pick him up. Pick him up.
I pick him up. I pick him up with one hand, like I pick him up with, and try to make it look like he's still standing on his own, and like brush him off, like, oh no, good, you're good. And I like slightly shake him, like, Goldie,
Huh? What? What happened?
you trip.
Well, I am getting clumsy in my old age.
no
Hey,
she's
yeah,
plunged you
buddy,
into the
be
next
careful.
hour.
Always got your back, though.
Yes.
It's noon now, okay? Like,
Like you can see his chest is like poked out when he's not trying to have it poked out. This is just how hard he got slapped in the back.
Oh god.
Something moved around in there. It's like it should be good as new as he's just walking the whole time. Ready to go. As you guys enter this castle, the extravagance of, I would say, the halls of erudition, right? That Ormond Haas showed you guys, which is just like this whole sterilized like marble kind of wonderland mixed with arcane contraptions that have that have been enchanted and kind of like pushed and innovated, and like you could say pushed architecture to the future in a way that they're doing it. It's a lot of that, but even more exaggerated. You could things are more ornate and royal, as if the status is being fucking flaunted in this castle, as it should. Um, this is the king's place, and as you're going toward into the castle, you're walking in, and it's one of those places that like when you're walking through, you can hear all the steps under you. So it feels more like a I don't know how to put it, like a I don't know exactly how to explain it, but it definitely has that feeling of it being like business centric, or like the marble floors. Like if your shoes clacked on it, you would hear all of them all the time. And as you're walking, you reach towards the corner. As Romero is walking you through, and there are like a slew of people that are working like housekeepers and everywhere that are attending to different parts of it, mechanics, all the whole fucking nine here in terms of jobs and like artisans that are working within this building, this castle. And as you're going, you do reach the corner where it seems like there are more. What does it seem like? There are tons of more um, military garbs around you. Like people, like the military is fucking set up here, and you could tell that this is kind of where this is kind of how it goes. Wherever the king goes, this is the entourage that he that he keeps with him, and it is like Navi. You know for a fact. I would say that most of you, I would say all of you know this for a fact. This is the royal guard, like, and they are like blocking a door, huge fucking door. And as Romero um he says, we have an audience with the king. And they start looking at all of you guys. As you could tell, these extremely trained men are kind of looking around, inspecting every bit of you, and women are expecting every bit of you right now, trying to look for any flaw in your appearance. And I'm gonna roll a d20, see if they find anything.
What did you
All
say?
right, whatever, man. I roll like shit, like natural one. They see
I got
nothing.
a
You
9.
guys
I
look
look-
purple.
I look at. I will be on my best. I will be on my best behavior.
And you can
Can
see
I look like? Are they staring at us? Like
they're
sizing
staring.
us up?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Like there's no way they're not hiding it. They up top, down below, looking to check what weapons you have on, what exactly is happening over here.
You
It's
saw his
crazy.
arms.
Can the one who's staring at me? Can I mirror them? Like if they turn to the side to look at me, I turn to the side to look at them.
Performance check.
Absolutely.
Watch.
Performance check.
Don't give them any ideas.
Let's see how good you mimic him. Give me a performance check.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I believe in you, D's.
17.
You're following his every move. You know what it is? Your experience getting stared up and down by guards is really coming in handy as you know their usual. You're mimicking it to a T, and Moscow's on your shoulder mimicking it with you. Just moving around, ready to go. He's just giving a little shimmy real quick and coming back. And after a while, they do open the doors, and they all flood in first. And you're free to go into this room, like this conference. Like it's a conference room, but it's more like a how do I put it? It's where somebody would have an audience. When you walk in there, there's this like circular. Looks more like a court than anything. It's a circular kind of arena for like you to stand on, and you could look up at a podium and then a top throne on top of that, like further back where you assume the fucking king is going to be when he comes in. He's not in this room yet, but the guards are standing there vigilantly, not saying a fucking word, as you stand awkwardly in the middle of the room and no one's talking.
I'm gonna have Eep. I'm gonna have Eep fly into my robe sleeve just to put him in that little pocket dimension moments until we get out of here.
Yeah, you got it. Copy.
I want to wave hi at the guard.
You get nothing back.
That's cool. I kind of have to.
Stone cold killers.
That's Buckingham Palace, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that. So these are the real deal over here. You deal with them. These are the ops. Of course, Harold nods his head at that. You can tell that you're getting like Dick is getting some extreme looks just by the way your appearance. They're trying to less than sizing you up. They're more just trying to figure out what the fuck your deal is. How the fuck did this happen? This is just weird.
Gonna try to.
Is that?
Dick is gonna flex. He's gonna flex his muscles a bit, and he's gonna wink at them, but not like threatening. Kind of
So
like
if not threatening, then how?
no, kind of like he's like, "What's up?" Like that.
Like sensually?
He's doing the Major Armstrong.
Yes.
Yeah. You can see there's this really stocky bowling ball looking motherfucker among the guards that's like flexes back. And you can see him. He ain't trying to hide. That boy got muscles on muscles. Yeah.
I'm jumping into him and flex the same way Dick is.
Yeah, he looks like a more compact version of Leviticus. This guy, because he's definitely a human, and he's just built. He's built like a boulder.
Does he have a curly Q, like right
here? Nah. But he definitely bald. You know some guy that look like that, don't? Just the way it is. So, if you guys don't want to do anything else with the guards,
I want to look around like, what the hell is going? Is anybody else seeing this shit?
Can I do a perception check?
Hey, so as Leviticus and Dick are flexing, I'm gonna use Presto Changeo to do like a little glow behind them, a little sparkle.
And this very comedic moment immediately changes tone as you raise your hand to cast the spell. You see bows trained on you immediately from the guards.
I knew you were waiting for us to do something.
Oh shit! Yeah. I'm gonna get into a stance in case anything happens. Like I'm just gonna.
Hey.
What kind of stance? Tell me a little bit more about the stance.
Like the stance is, in case arrows start flying, I'm getting ready to die for cover.
You are out in
He's-
the open.
he's
There's nowhere for you.
He's holding his
Yeah.
action for a dodge.
So I'm just gonna turn around towards my comrades. Hey, no, okay, no, just do you see what's going on? On the train, that guy got a shot on us yesterday. All right, could you? Let's just chill with the magic, you know. Woosah,
Babe,
people.
just saying that, I like put my hand away from my staff because I was reaching for it, like, okay,
Woosah, people. We good. Right?
I want to do a perception
So
Are we
you're-
good?
what these guards were all about. You know, like.
So you're saying you had your hand going towards your staffies? Okay.
hand going up like this. It could look like I was raising my hand to swat a fly. My staff also happens to be there, and then I stopped.
Give me a deception check.
God damn it!
Ah!
I swear, if I get shanked. Where the other is? Oh no, I'm bad at lying apparently.
Oh.
Don't say that.
Okay, I got 9. I got 9.
That face.
Oh, we messed this up.
You could the bowling ball man from the group steps forward and steps down to your level, and he extends his hand and says, I'm going to need all of your weapons and arcane focuses before this audience begins.
Getting them back.
I need all of your weapons and arcane focuses before this audience begins.
Yeah, I'm not deaf. I just wanted an answer. We'll be getting them back.
So
You
need this
comply or
shield.
not?
I need this shield, otherwise I will trip repeatedly. I'm not joking.
I just start. I take the gun off the holster. I just start taking my stuff out of the. Just be like,
Okay, I give
I
him my
don't. I don't
weapons.
know if y'all.
Take off his
I don't know
clothes.
if y'all see
What?
the arrows, the big man, the men. Not we complying.
Fine. I start taking off my weapons, but then I go up to him and was like, so how do I get rid of these? And I put my hands up.
He looks a bit quizzical, kind of like almost reaches for his dagger. He's like, I don't know what you want from me. Do you want to like get rid of him? Like,
All I did was wave back to the
Oh.
guard.
It's like, you know what? It doesn't matter. And then I drop my staff. Well, here you go.
sweet.
Wait, does Mouse have to take his stuff? Nah.
Oh yeah,
He don't know.
Moscow's tripping. Moscow knows the deal. He's just like, "Ah, fuck this. Like,
Alright, fine.
he's giving up
Like,
all his stuff.
Take off my bow. Take
Okay,
out my
okay,
mace,
okay, okay,
Take out
okay.
my scimitar. Take out my spear. Damn, I got it.
Yeah, you guys just unload everything in case, unless you want to try to keep something on you.
I want to keep the shield with me. I will
That is
trip
something hard to
everywhere.
find.
Could they do?
You can get the shield is technically armor, not a weapon.
Thank you.
So, for so Dick, he has like a tracksuit on, so he's gonna take off his
But it's not a weapon.
No, he's gonna take off his jacket, right?
Oh my god.
And could I do performance?
What are you trying to do?
He's gonna try to move his pecs. And he's
Yeah,
gonna,
give me
like,
performance. Why not?
all right.
Performance
That's
is a check.
something I thought was gonna
Are
happen.
you
I thought
Trying to get validation?
I'm
Performance
trying
is
to
a check a
like
day.
show them like we mean no harm.
By flexing your pecs. Okay.
doing their Morse code or something.
Yeah. If you flex your pecs in Morse code, you are different. You're a different animal.
A natural 20. You gotta be fucking kidding me, bro.
What do you want to say with your? Oh, you mean no harm, right?
He's gonna like
Is
put
that
his,
a?
he's gonna move his pecs and he's
It's a
like,
nat 20.
he's
Is that
gonna
a
be
nat
like, we mean no harm.
It is.
I'm
20 plus
mad.
5.
I'm 25. I'm mad that I'm at 20 on fucking pecs.
Do Morse code.
We're all friends here.
Will remain that way.
Sorry,
And
we're just prepared. That's all. But we trust you guys. You could trust us. We mean no harm. But if you want us to take away if you want our weapons, we'll give it to you. But
he goes, I don't think you will be a harm, but we have to make sure everything is ready before the king gets in here. You'll get your stuff after this is done.
Thank you. And, he's just gonna give up all his weapons.
Yes. All right. Sweet. Taking everything. This big motherfucker just carrying all your shit.
So
Yeah.
I'll let them pat me down and they could take what they find.
So you're not going to offer it up.
Huh?
I'll offer up the wand, but that's attuned to me. So is that going to create any craziness?
No. It won't be creating any craziness. You could still be attuned to it. It doesn't mean you have to hold the time.
Yep. So I'll give them the wand of entangle and the other quarterstaff I have. I don't think I have anything else, but if I have it, I give it to them. I don't fucking care.
Awesome. Yeah. So now you guys are all naked and ready to go. Unless once again anybody, then free to, and we could figure that out. Nobody? Cool. All right. Awesome. So he takes it, opens the door, and he leaves for a second. And by the way, during this whole time, the arrows are still at you. They have not put him down yet.
It was just a funny trick, I think.
You're in the wrong. there's so many things wrong with that statement. Yeah, and he comes back, and as soon as he enters the room again, the arrow, he goes into his spot, and they remain back in their position again. After some time, a couple more minutes, you see. Let me get this person because we got a named person coming in. Awesome. You see, opening the door is this this gnomish man with long black hair, kind of like, I would say, kind of like tan skin, and he is wearing he's wearing royal attire as he comes in, and he is. Everyone, please welcome King Dwendal, King Bertrand Dwendal. And behind him comes a slew more of guards that are going to come in. I would say right now in this room there's about 50 guards here. And in the middle of it, you see an older gentleman, looks to be almost around like 70 years old ish. He doesn't look like a sickly old man. He has a very proud disposition to him, and he comes in, and you could tell immediately because he's wearing the crown that this is Bertrand Dwendal. As he begins to take his walk. Oh, does Deez make that face as he walks in?
Yeah, I go.
Okay, we'll get back to that. As he slowly comes in, he can see that the king is armored as well, and he has a sword on his back. As he comes in, and he slowly takes his place in the throne, and you can see that the gnomish man kind of takes one of the seats in the podium under him, and everybody kind of gets a little bit more, I wouldn't say easy or like at ease or anything like that, but there's like everyone's kind of settled into their form rather than being all over the place at this point. So as it takes formation, you can tell that there are guards covering all exits from this place because there's a door on each side of this room, and there are guards covering all of it. So you won't get out of here unless they want you to get out of here.
What if? No, I'm not gonna say anything.
What if what?
No, it's just
What?
an outside. It's
Huh?
a player's thought, not a character's thought. That's it.
Oh, sure.
Like, what if someone decides to be like, you know what? I'm gonna bomb the place.
So as Alsa says bomb in the middle of this crowded
I didn't say
roll some new characters because it's over.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I'll turn off the light. Shh.
There's no way that could happen as I hand over my weapons. But that was my thought as a player, and that is Alsa's my character.
Yeah. Okay. You see. So as it all kind of just settles down in the silence of all the footsteps and walk, and some of the chattering and whispering from the guards kind of calms down. You see this gnomish man kind of speak up again. He's like, "Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Oliver Schreiber. I am the retainer to the crown. And we've been called here because Mr. Romero says that you all have pertinent information regarding the safety of the Empire. The king, as a favor to Mr. Romero, has come to listen to what you have to say. So the floor is yours.
Who wants to go first?
Before anyone says anything, are there any is there any furniture around us? Like any sort of
No, there's no furniture within arm's reach of you. There are no dislodged tables in the room at all, as everything is kind of like a podium and kind of built into the floor.
I don't want arrows pointed at us.
The arrows have come down at this point.
Yeah. Okay.
Their arms were probably getting tired holding it for that long. And you could see as the king is kind of just sitting there, he has that kind of look on his face. He's kind of just waiting for you to.
I just wave hello to the king.
First of all, Your Majesty, we're honored to be here in your presence. But Mr. Schreiber, what exactly are you asking?
I didn't hear you.
What exactly are you asking?
You keep fading off. That's not just me, right? He keeps fading off.
I was like, is that like magic?
As they cast a silence spell as you continue to speak.
Yeah, very important information. They don't want you to say it.
Why my AirPods just not cooperating?
It's like every time you try to say that second part, it goes.
Yeah, happened last time too. Weirdly enough.
Yeah, and the headphones that I substituted kind of broke in the meantime, so can't use those. One moment.
They're trying to silence us.
Yeah, it caught everything else except for that second part.
Yeah.
Since I'm already in trouble for making a face,
Are you in trouble though?
I'm assuming. As James was like, hello, Your Majesty, we're so honored. I'm going like this behind James, like, I don't like the king because they don't do anything for the slum people, okay?
I'm crying.
They don't help us out. I'm only here because of y'all.
This sound better?
That sounds way worse.
Way worse?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, way worse. You sound real muffled. Like.
Oh no. Whatever shall I do?
I feel like it's starting to come around. Keep talking.
Yeah.
All right, so boom, right? So like I'm supposed.
Yeah, now we're good. Now we're good. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think the little movement you did with the headphones helped a lot.
Okay.
for whatever reason. Awesome. Cool. So once again, what were you gonna say?
First of all, Your Majesty, honored to be in your presence.
Yeah.
Secondly, Mr. Schreiber, was it?
Oliver Schreiber.
What exactly are you asking of us?
Report information to the king.
Like you right there.
Okay.
That you have at the moment pertaining to your work that you had done with Mr. Romero here. We understand his stance. We want to hear it from the people that he brought here.
I look at Navi and I look around like, so everyone else sees the king, right? The king is here. So the dude's here to tell the king we're about to tell the king, but the king in here that we're here.
Are you saying this out loud?
Yes, because I'm confused.
What are you confused about?
So wait, the king's in the room.
Yeah.
We're about to tell the king the stuff that we want to tell him.
Yep.
Schreiber just said he's here to tell the king the stuff that we're going to tell the king.
No, that's not what he said.
Okay, that's why I got confused. I thought he was like, I'm here to tell the king the stuff that you said.
No. He's asking you to tell the king what happened, so because he already knows. You assume from that comment that Romero tipped off a little bit, like a little brief synopsis of what had happened. Kind of wants you guys to go in depth, being that he brought you here.
See, because then I was about to be a complete jerk, depending on it. I'm like, oh, so the king's too high and mighty to hear with his own ears. I bet. But now that we got that, okay, cool.
I start retelling the story of what happened, adding the masked lady, the frogs of unknown origin with spell-like abilities, what they did to the Starosta. Let's see, the masked lady.
As he's talking, I'll jump in with added insights, like everything that I learned from the library and all of that stuff, the things that correlate with each other. Um, Talk about the war pick. I'll give Star Roasta a chance to say her piece, and Goldie to say his piece as well if he needs to.
Oh, okay. That's for me. Yeah, they're gonna add in everything that they know from all of this. It's not an issue. I will say that it takes quite a bit of time for you guys to recount everything. You can say that there's like that conspiracy board up top with like the yarn going everywhere, and you guys are just looking at each other. Like, what the fuck just happened?
Like, no, not there. The one below it. There you go.
Oh my god!
There was another masked figure. It was crazy.
I think this is funny. This is funny. All right, so they told everything. This, did that. Ooh, okay. You see for the first time, like as you're saying everything, and during 99% of this presentation that you're giving, the king doesn't even move. He just palm on face on the side of the throne, not really bad posture king kind of thing. And then as like you you start mentioning like more into the nature of the things that attacked you, like the specifics of the things that attacked you, you see Schreiber kind of look back at the king, and the king just goes, and as he says that, yes, as ordered with the king, we need all the guards to clear out of the room.
Oh.
And you can see like the whole group of guards is just like, what did he say? What just happened here? Yes, that
whole person's at the guard, but now I have nothing to guard.
Yeah, that. Yes. The king orders you all to forget everything you've just heard and remove yourself from this room immediately. And you can see like the fucking brolic dude that you guys been dealing with the whole time. He kind of starts like nodding and start like leading everybody like, you heard, order from the king. We gotta go.
Order from the king. He just head nod.
Yeah, and while Oliver is saying this, like, you can tell there's like this look of, we better do this quick, or you never know how bad this might get. and quickly he's like, quick, get out, out. And like you see, he just slams the door behind them. Like, all right. Whew. We're good to go. I think we're okay. Yeah. And at that point, the king's expression begins to change, and he doesn't look as bored as if he's not really caring anymore. Like he gets up and he moves down to the podium in order to get a better look at all of you. And he sits down, and he's just like, and for the first time, the king will speak.
I roll my eyes.
What would he say, considering he knows? Is this all the information you've gathered?
Up until now, yes.
And what is your plan to do now? Well, what is your plan now? Now that you have this information.
We need more information.
Much like the Kobold soul. Very on brand. And how about the rest of you? The search for information drives one of yours. How about the rest?
Is it too corny to say to save the world?
Is that what you want to say?
Yes, exactly those words.
An admirable goal,
Hmm.
to say the least.
Man,
Not
I'm just
very,
here. Oh, sorry.
not very realistic though.
I
If
get
I was
it.
to give you the resources to do this, to continue your pursuit of this group, what would you use the resources on?
Before we answer,
Total annihilation.
Oh.
huh?
Do you say that?
Yeah, because my goal isn't the goal to kill this dude.
Okay. I'm just trying to
He's
I'm just
not
trying to
that smart.
gauge.
He just knows
I get it.
rich people suck. These hands, Navi cool. Where's my money?
I understand. I'm just trying to gauge demeanor here. That's all. That's all.
Yeah.
Moment.
Say that. I say total annihilation. I look him dead in the eye when I say him like,
Oh.
Annihilation of who?
yeah, look at Navi.
Of the
Annihilation of
forces,
your friend.
no, of the forces that did what they did to Hupperduke.
What did he say?
Of the forces that tried to take the Star Rosa. Those are the ones we're after. Those are the ones that we know we need to get rid of expeditiously.
That.
Yeah.
That.
I agree. I'm more disturbed by this. This information confirms Romero's suspicion. Someone in the assembly is working with these people. I will advise, if you choose to continue this route, to be very careful. The assembly are made up of some of the smartest people in these lands. They figure out that you're onto their trail, they're very likely to cover it up. It might mean your life. Is that something you're willing to gamble with?
Being as, and forgive my candor, being as we just kind of gambled our lives in order to get here in one piece, I feel like that isn't too hard.
He's a little, I would say, confused about that response. It's just that he's just like, I feel like
Oh,
there's a, like, yeah, what happened?
I'm like, oh, did I not tell to you the gravity of the situation? Like, this was a small town that was just decimated in minutes. Like, almost an all-out war went on just as a counterattack of sorts.
And it
All
seems
happened so quick.
and it seems you have defeated their forces. Do you have any idea? Do you believe they have much more left?
Did we defeat their sources? I think they kind of just did a sneak attack and then ran off.
I feel like we beat the forces that came.
They
you don't know
definitely, they definitely have more, because
They-
the masked person that we dealt with in Odeslo was not the same masked person from Hupperduke. So with that masked person still being in the winds, it is safe to say that there are definitely more forces.
Thinks for a little bit, kind of getting himself together. What do you believe their goals are?
We haven't gotten that far into our investigation to definitely know what their end goals are, but they are looking for top tier information. And from what they got from Hupperduke, they're definitely looking for top tier weapons and items as well.
Vestiges caught in the crosshair of this situation doesn't really narrow down the possibilities of who it might be in the Cerberus Assembly, as the thirst for knowledge is common ground between them.
How high up in the Cerberus Assembly would you have to be in order to find out what was going down in Odeslo?
When the plans were given out, all of the Cerberus Assembly members were present for it. So it could be any of them. In terms of how high up, not much of a structure to them, though there is an implied, I guess, leader just through seniority. And that would be, where's my guy at? Let's see. Oh no. My notes. My notes are just like fucking. That would be Martinet Ludinus Deleth, as he is the oldest member of the Assembly and the only founding member left.
Founding member.
To the other ones, did they just die out from old age, or
The Cerberus Assembly is over 300 years old.
Is there anybody on the Cerberus Assembly that you trust?
He kind of chuckles, and then you see Shriver kind of like uncomfortably. No, we work together for a mutual
benefit.
Yes, I can't say I don't benefit from their resources, and they don't. There's an endless benefit to having the back of the crown. We work together, but trust. How can you really? Oh, this is gonna get real controversial. How can you really trust a mage of their level? As he stares directly at Navi, saying that. History has shown us time and time again that as those who practice the art become more intertwined with it, ethics begin to remove themselves from the equation.
Then, as ethics removes itself from this equation, what can we substitute it? Because if we're going to lose the ethics of anything, now would be the time to do it. Things are dire. The things that we've seen out there, with the time and the planning that they have in their disposal, how long do you think it'll take before it hits Retribution's front door?
Sensible question. One I'm afraid I don't have the answer to. It seems that you're implying that we are fighting two wars, as the war with the Kryn dynasty is still ongoing. Moment. All of our resources stressed over at the border.
May I be crude enough to make a suggestion?
You may.
In the effort of preventing pretty much what happened in Hupperduke to happen anywhere else, I suggest we, or you, Your Majesty, try to strengthen the ties between all organizations within Rexingtrum on down to the other cities as well. I think we probably need to bring in the Kobold Souls higher ups. We have information, we need to dig, and we need to dig the right way. And the only way we're going to do that is when everybody's on the same page. Your Majesty.
Persuasion check.
oh,
All right, give me 1 second.
Help, actually.
How are you helping?
As someone who deems himself to be intelligent, I feel like meeting of minds in a situation like this to prevent a second war, as you would put it, probably be the best of interest. I mean, you have mountains of information. They have mountains of information. It'd be better if we put it all together. Take this person down nice and quietly.
Roll with advantage.
Hey, I'm gonna use a luck.
I would like to add, if maybe it'll help sway. So my shield can detect followers of Tiamat, and apparently
That's an 8.
wow,
I should have done that.
followers of Tiamat seem to be around in these groups of like whatever these mass figures are doing. So if I'm near an area and my shield kind of goes, bzz, maybe it'll lead us to more of these mass figures.
And the funny thing, like the way I'm going to interpret that persuasion check, is that as Alsus begins talking about what she's saying, the king immediately ignores and goes and goes to listen to what she has to say about the followers. He's like, that's a very interesting fact you have there.
And it could help weed them out. Like I don't even gotta do anything. I could just walk around. Shield goes buzz buzz, and it's like, follower of Tiamat, which means mass figure must be nearby. Which means more people trying, more beings looking for war picks and whatnot, messages.
Possible. People working for the Scaled Tyrant. Schreiber, as soon as you can, need you to pull up any information of affiliates of Tiamat that we have on record. You want information? I'll provide as much as I can. I will, despite the show here for the, I guess, the personal guard that I acquire, we are spent on resources. I will stress that as much as I can, and we will not be pulling out of this war anytime soon.
Damn, I was hoping I could do a persuasion with my.
What are you trying to persuade him for?
My shield can help.
I'm gonna say he already bought that, but give me a persuasion check, and we'll see where we go from. Because at the base level, he's gonna try to get.
What?
What was that? Yeah, at the end of that cut off.
Oh, I said at the base information, he's gonna get some Tiamat information for you. But let's see what else. Let's see what else.
Could also try and bridge the gap between what you're talking about, what Navi's talking about, so we can get a second chance with our best chance of persuasion. Thank you.
You guys are rolling a lot.
Yeah,
There's a lot. There's a whole slew of persuasion checks up here.
I thought it was gonna be a 20,
I
then
got plus one.
and then I was gonna whatever. I tried.
I didn't even know you had -2. I don't even know why I let you. I should.
I mean, whoever talks is gonna make the persuasion check. You're either playing the game or you're not. Sometimes you're gonna roll low.
Oh man.
That next 20 should have been him.
Nah, that was the most important nat 20 of the game. Are you kidding me?
First pull with the picks.
Absolutely. Come on, style points are always the best nat 20. Are you kidding me? It's just what it is. And I think he's not going to add anything more to what he said, but Schreiber's kind of just there taking notes about what's being said and basically, oh yes, information on affiliates of Tiamat.
What else do we need from this dude?
Would you also happen to have any information on lost vestiges?
Getting the real questions here. Okay.
Like besides information,
I do not have them personally, as King said. Lady Vesteragna might be the person to go. You want historical information on artifacts? Do you remember she?
Where can we find her?
At the moment, she's not in Rexentrum. She has led an expedition up to Islecross.
What's up there? Are you privy to the details of that expedition?
Routine expeditions to Islecross to recover ancient artifacts from a lost civilization known as Aor.
Oh.
I hope they're okay. Islecross is very.
Give me a history check with advantage, Alsus.
oh,
I am a dragon from an icy land. Why?
Investigation, my friend.
If you're not, are
But you said
you?
investigation or history? I'm sorry.
I said
History.
history. Is it the same modifier? Because we'll just keep it.
It should be.
Unless
She
she's
could have
proficient.
Yeah,
proficiency.
it's the same. It's like
It's the
plus
same.
one.
All right. So the 18, I think the idea, like the
I
thought
am
of
so
like,
tired.
nah. Well, you're about to get some information, so wake the fuck up, right? So where you come from, the small kind of hunting village of Balin Post is kind of the first stop going into Isocross from Wildmount. So these expeditions that he's speaking about, you know them very well. The passerbys are the people that usually. Now that you've seen Armored Haas wear the robes, and you've seen kind of like a less ornate version of the Cerberus assembly, you could put two and two together. You and the people of Balin Post have hosted the Cerberus assembly time and time again since you've grown up in there, as you were kind of their last stop before they made it to where they before they actually went on the actual trek, which is unforgiving because of the Arctic tundra that it is. And if you're thinking about if you're thinking about these robes, you know for a fact that you've probably seen Vesderagna before, and with that information, you know that she goes on these expeditions with the people herself. Like, she's very hands-on with it.
Oh my god, they think there's a vestige in Isocross. At least that's what I guess.
I doubt Izzy's the bested.
Travel.
Has she had any other similar expeditions elsewhere?
They take a lot of trips to Isocross. The treacherous terrain out there, they usually lose a lot of people, forced to turn back before they get artifacts. Not all of them are fruitful.
You said they try to get artifacts in the lost city of what?
Aeor.
A.
Aeor.
I was thinking about Eeyore.
Eeyore. Yeah.
Lost city of Eeyore. That's interesting to know. Thanks.
She would know that. You can go to her estate.
Estate?
Yes. And ask for information regarding it that she might be keeping. We'll let them know that you're coming. Tell them to cooperate.
Thank you.
Another thing, Your Majesty.
Shriver's just like noting everything down like a fucking pro. Tired.
For a describer.
Right, meeting minutes. The secretary ran down the meeting minutes.
Yeah.
Another thing, Your Majesty, that would definitely help us out a great deal. Travel. We were able to get to Odeslo via teleportation. We were wondering, with your permission, if we can also use these teleportation circles to get to where we need to if we need to.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh my god!
I'm a guidance myself.
Please, Jeebus.
Please.
Please, Jeebus. Why do we think the same thing? He's the one that has to say it. I hate everything.
10?
Okay.
They really don't want us to have more resources. It's just gonna be us taking on the world.
Okay.
Crazy.
See the look on his face. That may be asking for too much.
It's quite expensive to continuously travel through these teleportation circles.
So let's bring it back. How about just a one-time transportation to the next place that we need to go?
Persuasion check.
Come on, baby. It ain't much better.
Let's 12. Can it get us something?
Could I try?
What are you gonna?
What are you gonna say?
What are you gonna say?
You can't just roll. You gotta tell me how you're gonna say. You gotta phrase it differently, or I will not give.
What if I just show you these packs? No.
How about this, buddy?
Buddy. To the king.
Let me shoot with you, brother. How about when I have a fight, a wrestling match, I'll give you 3 tickets. Front seat, anything you want. I'll give you some merch, some anything you want. You want a painting of me? I'm kind of well known.
He could even put on a personal wrestling show for you and the Royal Guard on some slow days.
I could get some oil. I could give you a personal mash. You know, I could do any move you want me to do. You know what I'm saying?
Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh. The king doesn't like wrestling. Come on.
Oh, that king has never been called the mark in his life. Oh my god.
Give me another one. It's the case in that one. Oh, boo. For a moment, I was curious about why you hadn't spoken yet, and now it's become clear about why that was. I can get free tickets whenever I want. I'm the king.
I'm tempted to try.
I mean, you're a king here, but instead of that, you're just you know.
Watch what you say.
I'm just the what?
You don't want to hear help me.
I mean, I don't know how it goes. You know, when you move to places. I'm sure you got your, you know, you get good seats regardless.
Is there anything else?
Okay, so
what the fuck was that?
So I would go up to the king.
Okay.
And I say like, I look him in the eye and everything. I'm like, you probably don't know who I am, since you're the king on high. But I'm actually one of your citizens. I'm from the mud flaps. I've seen everything that has not been done for the rest of your citizenry. I'm trying to help my country as best as I can. And if you and all your highness could help me help our people, you would have a better chance and higher standing with your outer ring citizens. Because I'll be honest, let's be real, bruh. They don't like you like that. We know this. But if they hear word, have you try to help someone from there as well? Help them, because we know we're going to be the first line of defense. Once shit hits the fan, mud flat area, we're going down first. We know this, you know this. I ain't got much, but all I would like to ask for is some help with this travel for transportation to our next destination to expedite this. Because I am all talking everything, and at the end of the day, the almighty dollar is there, but this is my home. These are my people. Well, if it wasn't for this place, I wouldn't be who I am. So I need help to get there.
My hand on Lisa's shoulder to cast guidance.
Let's go.
Give me a straight persuasion check.
That was inspirational.
Yeah.
Give me a straight persuasion check. I hate this.
It would have been with advantage, but he remembered the meh from before.
Yeah.
Shoulder guidance.
Roll a d4, Gallery.
Okay. You bought that back.
Come on. 14?
I believe it's the highest roll in the series.
The highest roll of persuasions we've gotten today. All right. And he looks at you and he's just like, I commend your commitment to the Empire. But as I've stated multiple times before, it is quite expensive, and I think we can spare that.
You know what? This is why no one likes you.
All right. Okay. Kind of expected that one. And
So-
more so.
Blue Vegas hasn't spoken yet.
Yeah, as this is going on, you're just gonna find out that Leviticus has veered off from the group and is currently inspecting a table.
Oh no. No table, there's just the podium, right?
Yeah,
No,
it's just a
this-
podium. There's no tables.
There's no. You said within arm's reach. I could have
No.
sworn.
I said there's no tables. I said all you got here is different podiums for people to stand.
Unless Leviticus is
I'm
taking
inspecting a
approval
podium
from
then.
table.
So you're gonna go up to where the king is at his level and inspect the podium.
Yes, I've managed to go away from the group and climb up to wherever the podium is, and I'm currently. Wow.
You do know the king is at the podium.
Listen, I'm in my own world right now. All right. Very sure, bro.
The king doesn't look to be phased by your activity, but you see Schreiber fucking sweating in the. It's just like.
I'm gonna look at Shriver and be like, "Don't worry, he doesn't bite. He might flip some shit over, but he won't bite."
What's the material that the podium is made of?
Stone.
It's a very, very extravagant stone, sir. Where'd you acquire this?
Ooh.
Give me a persuasion check.
What?
It's an 8.
No one pays attention to you. no one is gonna pay
Why
attention.
does the game not want us to have more resources?
The game is the dice are fucking you right now.
Yeah, it's.
I'm not trying to persuade him to do anything.
rough.
I'm genuinely interested
So-
in where he got the stone.
Off of that 8, I'm also not gonna. I'm gonna no sell that. So I guess I could surmise this is purely a informational thing. You give us information, we take care of this problem for you.
Yes.
Two questions.
Shoot.
Number one, you heard of the masked figure that came to Huppadoo. Do you have any information on him?
Nothing that matched our records that we've seen here before, so we're not exactly sure what that is, but crossing that information with the information of the other masked figure you met in Odeslo, there is something completely unnatural about that being. It is whatever's going on there is arcane related, we suspect.
That makes me want to rephrase my second question. Maybe this is a hunch. Are you sure we're not fighting the same fight? Are you sure
Elaborate.
these people aren't offshoots of the Kryn dynasty? Just kind of moving their wheels around, getting vestiges to get more power to win that war?
I think at this point, Romero is going to speak up. We shouldn't eliminate the possibility that the Kryn dynasty has something to do with this, but history's told us that this isn't their MO. They've never crossed beyond the borders before. This is the first invasion we've had. It seems like they've played within the bounds of the rules of our war, and it's been staying in the garrison in between the mountains. This is a lot more aggressive. What has changed? If that's the case.
That does make me think. Which war ever played by the rules?
This one. As the king speaks up. If we aggravate and assume that it's them that committed this crime, we are going to be fighting a very, very different war. And it'll put all the citizens even at more risk.
That's why I say It's just a theory. It's all
theory.
we're doing right now. We've been doing a whole bunch of speculation.
Speculation. Correct. Oh no, my dice. All right. Yeah, my dice fell. I think at this point the king is going to say, if you, who's he going to point you towards? He's going to ask Schreiber, which members of the Cerberus Assembly are currently here in Rex at the moment? And he's going to mention that Doolin Traversky's here in Rexington. She doesn't really leave. Trent Ikathon is here. And Ludinus is not. Jenna Aresser is here as well at the moment. And of course, Zivon Margolin is here because he's looking over the Soltris Academy.
Outside of the Service Assembly members that are here and in Isocross, where are the other members?
He mentions that Athesius Uladon, the Archmage of Diplomatic Union, has gone on a diplomatic kind of mission to make contact with the Dragonborns left on the other side of the border. So he's taking a group out there to figure it out. Just trying to, yeah. So he says that Ludinus currently is at the front of the war, considering he is kind of the big dog there. So he's leading command from front and center. And Ormid Haas is in Zadash though. Vesteragna is in Isocross, and that's all of them.
Around the time of the attack on Hupperduke, was there any of the members out as well?
That's a good question. Let's see if he. Okay. There were. So you're speaking about members that were not in Rexington at the time. Cool. At the time, the members that were not in Rexington were Ludinus, Deleth, Commander Man. Ormid, who kind of resides in Zadash, kind of, so he's pretty much out all the time. Like he has a home here, but he's ever there. Trent was also not around.
And where were they?
I believe that Trent went on a personal outing to Blumenthal, which is the kind of next door neighbor to Rexington, a smaller town. Ludinus was still at the border. He hasn't been here. Like he came back when they had to have this meeting, and then he kind of just left right away again. And yeah, and Ormid's just chilling in the halls. As you can tell that he has perfect recollection of the people who weren't there because I rolled a nat 20 on his history check.
Cool.
When did they return in correlation to what happened in Hupperduke? Like how quickly did they return back to Rexington after the devastation in Hupperduke? I think that's a better way to say it.
Very quickly, as we called everybody in. When there are matters that regard the whole assembly, we meet in this room.
Outside of the expedition up north, have any of the other members were they researching on anything or trying to discover anything themselves within their own fields?
He kind of chuckles. He's like, they're always. It's literally what they do 24/7.
Then what were they researching?
Ooh, that's a good question. What were they researching? Let's see. I honestly, I don't know.
I think that's one thing that we need to find out.
They have been given some level of autonomy for their. As long as they use what they get to help the Empire, we do not muddle with their affairs.
Anybody else has any other questions? I'm still thinking.
Copy. I think the Starosta is going to speak up. So, when do I get to go home? You're not giving them any travel to anywhere else, but me and Goldswaddle have to get back to Hupperduke. There's obviously going to be accommodations for us, correct? And you can see that he nods. Yes, there will be. I think that nobody really has any more questions for the king. He's going to look around, waiting for all of you to say something to him, as he has the body language of someone who's ready to walk out.
I'm racking my brain trying to find something else to talk about, find something else to ask, but
Yeah, because we need to ask about vestiges, where everyone was.
I think Romero reading this, he's like, if we have a clearer, more direct from you.
You cut out.
You're able.
Like half of that you cut out.
Oh, I cut out. Yikes.
In the
Yeah.
middle part.
I was all right. So hold on.
So Romero said, and then
Yeah, I said. Romero said, if we were to narrow the view of what we're looking for and come back with more exact information, can we expect to have more direct aid from the Empire? And the king will respond with, we. Are you intending to help them with this mission? And his response is almost afraid to say what he's going to say. But he comes out, he says, it seems that the people that we're dealing with don't care about any borders or allegiances with empires or dynasties. If it has a chance to reach up top, up north, then how can I sit back and do nothing?
right, there you go.
This is why he's married.
Yeah, chilling.
And who has the highest persuasion on the group? You know what? Everybody here, give me a persuasion check. Everybody here. We're gonna do group persuasion for that, and with Romero leading the charge. There's a number you got to hit as a group. I won't say it, but the number you got to hit as a group.
All right.
From what I've seen,
Got a
the
15.
highest persuasion is a tie between me and Alsus.
Which is sad.
I'll say that.
Solid. Better than I did before.
You did perception.
I did perception.
Yeah.
I did perception. I did perception. It's the same modifier, yeah? I did perception.
Is it the same modifier? We'll keep it if it's the same modifier. Yeah, we'll keep it.
Yeah, it's the same one.
That's fine.
Thank you.
So everybody rolls. All right. That seems pretty fucking bad. How many single digit persuasion checks are we getting today?
This is unreal. The probabilities are insane.
You guys are rolling like me.
Especially on that actual persuasion. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out to the two crew.
It just punished you like no.
You should have picked perception, brother.
You should, yeah, you shouldn't have said something. I think the king responds with, "We'll see what you come back with."
Yeah, I need to get something real good, but
And I think Romero's response is a little bit more, kind of like, you see him kind of smirking at that response. He's like, fine. So if not anything happening, we're gonna get the king out of here. All right.
Oh wait, I want to ask the king about
The
one of
slums?
his cousins or whoever it was. Yeah, the slums.
What do you want to ask?
I forgot.
Have
What
you
do you
seen
wanna-
my father?
No, so about like how old am I? I don't know how old
There's so much information you didn't tell me before we started.
I didn't even know I was gonna get this far. I didn't know how in depth these characters would be.
I told you. I tried to warn you.
I feel like I should have planned so much better. I was like cooking with a rich person. The end.
Did you think that you were gonna die early in the campaign or something?
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
I
And now look at you.
Didn't think I was gonna get this far.
Yeah, I didn't even think I was gonna get this far.
Oh,
So what are you trying to ask the king? Closing.
He just wants to leave.
Who in the last I'm gonna assume I'm like 50 or 30. I don't know how long half orcs live. In the last 20 years, has any one of the royal family been to the slums, and does he know of a family member that's very gifted at cooking? I'm trying to find this dude, man.
Nat 20.
Who I created, who I did not know. I would have to actually flesh out, but still.
Yes. My son takes trips to the slums.
You have a whole seed? Oh.
Actually, you've gotten this information. Remember all the information I gave you, Gala?
Oh shoot! Hold up. Now I gotta go back and look.
Well, for the record, because I assume you shared it with people when you got it. The king has 2 sons.
Oh yeah.
He has 2 sons. He has a human son named Adis, and he has a half elven son named Silver, who's his younger son.
Sounds like the dick.
So which one was it?
Silver.
And where he at right now?
What did she say?
He's gone.
Hi ho Silver away.
Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage. Asking for the whereabouts of his son.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I just want to see something real quick.
I assume she's trying to shoot her shot here.
This is my way in.
I ain't going no higher than that.
But you might go lower.
I got 8
Damn it.
How about let me rephrase this. How would I be able to be granted an audience with him to ask about something that's happened in the past?
We'd have to get him to stay still long enough for him to have an audience. He's somewhere. He's somewhere within the walls. I don't know.
Would
people
he
with
need
him.
some ass? excuse my crass language.
What did you say?
You say he needs to sit still, right? Long enough.
Yeah,
With
he's
a
pretty
lovely pair of.
He's an excitable young man. He runs around.
That's a yes.
I think I know where to find him then.
So
he visits the slums.
Your
he's
Majesty,
a young man that needs to settle down. I know where he's at.
So, Your Majesty, thank you for your time. It has been wonderful seeing you. We should go on our way.
Yeah, like you can see as like they're trying to close off this conversation, that Schreiber is like physically trying to create space between the king and Leviticus, just like stepping in between them, like you know.
Oh my god, I forgot about Leviticus.
I'm paying absolutely no attention to Schreiber.
He's paying all his attention. He's like a point guard trying to box you out the paint. That's basically what's going on. Hands up. You will not get any closer to the king.
What do you think you're going? Nowhere.
What are you gonna do now, big boy? As they exit, they 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 take their leave from the room. The guards come back in to escort you out. As you could tell, they were all just hanging out in front of the door, like all just stacked up in rows, conspicuously. uh, you exit, you are given all of your stuff back. Nothing is missing. Everything is fine. No one is cheated except for one thing. Now I'm like, imagine. And Romero has like a look of determination on him. And at this point, there are guards that are going to escort the Starosta and Goldswaddle to a space where they can be teleported back to Hopperduke. So they're standing there and they're going to be saying their goodbyes at this point.
Oh,
Don't
you.
question too much these.
I was supposed to go run and give him a hug, and right before I go for like a big hug, I stop and do it gently, like.
He falls
See it.
unconscious, and
Okay.
he's just he's like, "What happened? What happened this time? What happened? I haven't slept in 5
You
days.
need
What
real
happened?
rest.
I haven't slept in 5 days. What happened? What happened?"
Don't worry, you'll rest soon, my friend.
I mean, I don't need to sleep. I am the Watchmaster.
And then I'll hug him again so he falls asleep.
He's done. He's dead. He's just doesn't
Okay.
take much.
Ooh, I thought you killed him. I was like, oh my god.
As soon as his head hits like a soft surface, he he's just immediately just knocked the fuck out.
That's nice. You said you're comfy.
He's
Just
just
comes out of my
He
shoulder.
said my
taps me on
best
the head,
friend is comfy.
he's basically D3.
As all this is going on, you're just gonna see Leviticus in the back inconspicuously pocket a piece of stone that he carved out, managed to carve out of the podium. A small piece, like a small chunk, like a small nugget.
You got it.
You got it. Yep. Yep.
Do I see the
Of
chunk
course, you got a
in his
stone.
hand and the podium?
Sure. You see it.
Let's get the fuck out of here, all right? Can we leave? Can we fucking leave?
That little chunk.
I just
better
imagine like
come
James having a fucking panic attack with the way people are acting here. He's just like, it's very much, we can't take y'all nowhere.
Yeah.
I was on my best behavior today.
You were. There's everybody trying to get clapped.
Hey, I was on my best behavior too. I could have done a lot worse.
You could have. You could have for sure.
Yes.
I mean, it just yeah, you did kill a horse on the way.
I forgot about that.
I mean, you could have tried worse, but oh boy, that would have been. Yeah. So as you're leaving and being escorted out, Romero is he looks more determined, but there's also like a sense didn't get any the king at all. We have some assistance, but nothing substantial. So we're gonna have to be doing this on our own for the most part. I don't know what's the plan of attack for you guys. We have members of the Cerberus Assembly here in Rexentrum that we can check in with, but we have to be very careful with what we say.
Oh.
We got to go to Old Girl's estate and see if there's anything on the vestiges that we can find out.
That is true. We do
I
that.
kind of want to help these find silver.
Okay.
Help with these find silver too.
Yeah.
Romero,
Yeah.
how familiar are you with members of the Cerberus Assembly?
I'm in contact with them quite often while I was working with the guards. You don't really get close to any of them. They're mostly introverted people.
Read anything weird off of Ormond Haas?
Ormond Haas. He's. I feel like what you see is what you get with him. I think he's so disconnected. I've always suspected it's because he's too much of a straight shooter that's from far away.
That does make me think. Excuse me. So I walk away from the group.
Yeah. And while you're doing that, Romero's gonna look at Yinra, and he's gonna say, "Is your contact still here in Rexentrum?" And she goes, she just nods. She's like, all right, that's another place we can hit. If the king isn't going to give us any help, we have some other people that can. Okay. And on that, I think we should take like a 10-minute break. Take care of things. First half got through the meeting with the king. The king.
Almost had us in the first half. Some of those arrows.
Almost, yeah. I had to let y'all know there's a bit different standard in the etiquette here.
My bad. You
Yeah, you have it.
What?
Sell a piece of stone.
A stone. The
That,
podium.
that you broke.
And
Oh, so you mean you took time to get it out? Interesting. You're gonna sell a poor person's stone.
he doesn't want him to get caught. And I feel like there's something I could do, but I really don't want to do it because of the actions you've done. I don't want to.
Don't worry, you can do whatever you want with that stone. You can do
I
whatever you
just
want.
don't want it
Yeah,
to come
I'll
back
let
to
you.
bite us.
I'll let you figure out what you want to do it. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, some breaks so we know what's going on. We're gonna start exploring a little bit of Rexingtrum. When we come back to see what's going on. We have Vesteragna's estate that we're going to. If you want that as an option, you have the members of the Cerberus Assembly that's still in Rexingtrum, and you can talk to them if you want, or try to find them and try to figure out what's going on over there. You decide how you want to answer that. Romero has somebody he wants to go see, so you can figure that out. There's some things to do. Some people to talk to.
question. Vesteragna. I thought I wrote her name down here, but now I don't remember anymore. Is she the one that's the Baroness or no? Or am I?
No,
Okay.
her title is Lady.
Lady.
She's Lady Vesteragna. She is the Archmage of
Aerosaur.
Antiquity.
Okay. Need to find it. The fuck is it? Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Baroness was Jenna Eresser. She's the Archmage of Industry.
That I got. Oh, there it is. I did write it down. What the hell? Damn,
Yeah.
It's scribbles.
Carved out a whole section of last session for that. To be like, hey guys, here's everybody.
Yeah, it was a lot. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was a lot of names. Admittedly, I didn't expect everybody to. But
Well, now I don't got to say anything to anybody. We all found out naturally.
Pretty much.
We're gonna need a timestamp on that fucking video.
It's somewhere. it's somewhere. Yeah, you have some people to talk to because I know when it came up last time. I know that Vontae, I know you wanted to talk to a few of them.
I did. Although the main person I wanted to talk to ain't here, so.
Who was the main person you wanted to talk to?
Vesteragna.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
Although Doolin's here.
Doolin is here, yes.
It's a good person to start with, talking about those toads.
I'm,
everything I was telling him.
Oh, what did he tell him?
So I left from the. That was just like we met with the king, told him about what happened, blah blah blah.
Message from the king. Sometimes.
I don't get it. I think it's because I keep readjusting my mic. Yeah.
No response. I don't respond to.
You don't respond to that? All right, cool.
You think the phone? Like,
Just
I
gave you
think
like
it was something like that.
he gave you the response that's like non-responsive. I got it.
But like sus, but alright.
Yeah, pretty much. He's just basically telling you off. Like I got nothing. And as you can see, with you, like Romero and Yinra are with you. Apparently, they're the Mata board as well. Am I cutting off again?
yeah.
Why? Why am I cutting off?
I
didn't
don't
even
know.
is your gain up? Good, good. It might be Discord too. You might want to check the settings on Discord when you get a chance.
Hear you now.
Yeah, we hear you. Does your headphones have a mic on them?
Yeah, it's not. It's
So I'm gonna bamf Eep out and have him on my shoulder, looking behind me as I walk.
Yeah, I'm going to.
I think it's one of those things we're just gonna have to deal with. It is what it is at this point.
Someone finds out I stole the stone, like half of the guard is on us. I got a 5.
$21. So are they essentially whistleblowers? The Federalist Papers. I'm going to pass that info off to the group so that they're on the same page with us. So
But
I've gotten a pretty good look of the masked figure, right?
yeah.
I feel like it's just
So
that we're
what? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast minor illusion,
Okay.
and I'm going to create like a figure of the mask guy in the palm of my hand, and I'm just going to be like, have any of you, or have you heard of anybody who's described as this person? And I'll, show it. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand it so it gets a little bit bigger.
Okay.
Because I
You're
think
gonna
I got up
make
to.
you make the whole 5 feet.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it so that they can see within the 5 cubic feet. Making up for those persuasion checks. Where and how long ago? Where at?
This
Has she been successful in finding any? From what? So dead from what? Well, then here's a quick change of pace in questioning. Your group, have you found? We know what your base objective is. Have you found any corruption here in Rexingtrum? And if you have, how high have you gotten to? Were you, did you find anything out from the Lawmaster or Star Roaster from Hubberduke, or are they clear? So I am going to look at Yinra. I'm going to toss her a piece of copper. I'm gonna flick it to her, and I'm gonna say "copper for your thoughts," and I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts.
Um, sure. You cast detect thoughts. She
currently on her mind.
You said that
What's
to
on
me,
her
Deez? Did you say that to me, Deez?
No, I just give you a look like, bruh, Goldie, really?
And I'm gonna give you the look back like, really? And what about Goldie? Did she think about anything about him?
Pride.
Yeah, I want to pry deeper. She has to make a Wiz 15, and I'm gonna port in her with an 8.
Okay.
Everything that she has, well, whatever I can get from what she has on Hupperduke and what her main mission is.
I got you.
I drop it. That's fine. We don't have the luxury of time right now, so they could think whatever they want. No, yeah. So do I notice? Do I notice their looks on their face?
It's very obvious.
All right. So then this is what I officially say. Yinra, I apologize. But since this whole Hubbard Duke situation, you are the least known figure who has been with us the longest time. So while I do apologize for doing what I've done, you really didn't give up anything that would prevent this from happening either. And I turn to the other two. Gentlemen, we are not in a position where we can waste time. So please, for the sake of time and for the sake of these people in our lands, we need to get what we need as soon as possible.
That's the last thing I was saying.
So, and then I'll say this: I'm like, yes, you're right. The king was right. Ethics will most likely be dropped out the sky anyway. So ethics isn't a deal breaker here.
As you were trusting no apology is gonna be.
That's fine. I made the best decision I could with at the time that I did. I'm looking directly back. I got everything I needed to say out in the open. Here's one thing that we are not understanding here. I've lost one friend, a great friend to this. Are you guys willing to lose your families?
I hope you feel good about this after this is over. That's all I'll say.
My family?
Yeah.
Agreed. I'm just, for the sake of time, I'm just going to let him know about Jaraz and how he went to Hubbard Duke, and then information was presented to me that he also disappeared at Hubbard Duke and all that good stuff.
Like,
Yes, and
he's looking.
yes, but a body was never found. Talk to me.
We're trying to figure that one out too, but do you want?
I'll go right up to him and be like, "Where in the Empire? Do you know?" What's around Komoda? So it's Napa Valley. Is there any detail on what this source is?
They were following.
Do you have any contacts over in Komorta that I can start off with? That's all I got right now. Anybody else?
I'm gonna walk up and be like, all right, so Jadavion, as one orc to another, one orc to a half orc.
You didn't have to emphasize the half.
You said you had reports of refugees from where?
From Draconia, the Dragonborn refugees who have taken up in the.
So, do you have reports of refugees coming from the Kryn dynasty? What about reports of any refugees that might have ended up in Blade Garden? Specifically, any orc refugees? Oh my! Excuse me.
An orc.
I am not associated with any sort of professional industry that might require that I have a rank, sir. Yeah, I've lived in the forest all my life. I'd be a lot more professional than what I am now.
Are you saying you're from the Kryn dynasty?
I belong to no one, but yes, I was born in the Kryn dynasty, but I do not associate myself with them. But ignore all that. Who I am looking for is a person, an orc and a full orc woman, below average height, 5'6". I need any and all information you have about anyone remotely close to her description. Alright, and you said you had, I'm gonna say, operatives outside of the Empire? Have you heard anything about any orc clan that the Death Corp orc clan? What about the clan leader? Mr. Senior Death Corp?
Be on the lookout.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
You know, in terms of just like
Be right back.
in terms
give him a shout out when you win your championship belt.
He's chilling.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Get out. Perfect time to head over to the Betisins, baby.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, with this right now.
I'll presto change everything.
I'm just gonna grab the bottle and start chugging it.
Well, I sit down like, well, peeps, welcome to the mud flaps.
I pour a shot. I start pouring shots. So
Yeah, mud flaps. Mud
not
tops. Why
only
can't you
to
say
the
mud
mud
flaps?
flaps, but to moving forward as a group of friends. Yes. Let's talk about this. Let's work through this, and let's be better for each other.
Here, here.
Yeah. Ching.
I'm gonna hold the bottle up. Here.
And
You now owe me a gold piece, Leviticus.
And as you all knock back the drink, Alsus,
Yeah.
your shield starts reacting.
Oh shit.
I look at James.
And that's where we're gonna end the session today.
You son of a bitch! No one has emergencies next week, right? Like any.
D's.
Plan an
D's.
emergency. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what's next week?
The 5th.
The 5th.
Next week's the 5th?
Next week
Yeah.
is the 26th.
My bad, 26. So the
fifth,
week
I'm not
week
good.
after, yeah. I'm good next
Yeah.
week. I should be at least.
It should be okay.
All right. I don't want. Okay, cool.
But with all that being said, everybody who joined us tonight, thank you so much for joining us. Is very, very, very much appreciated. Please do not forget about the GoFundMe in the description below.
Please, anything you have helps. Please.
Anything. And with that being said, from the goons to you, have a great